Hey everybody, it's Carla at Jaya Yoga Center. I am here to record the weekly class that is coming to you right now, wherever you are, in the middle of your day, whatever day it is. Today we will start in Virasana. So I'm sitting like this, where my feet are apart, wide enough for a block to be between them. And then my sitting bones are on top of that. Actually, my sitting bones are on top of a blanket that is on top of the block. This is making it very comfortable for me to sit here. So get yourself situated. In fact, if you have two blocks, get them. If you have two blankets, get them. If you have some kind of ball, whether it's, this is one of those pinky balls, or if you have a tennis ball, or really any kind of ball, any round thing that is easily movable, you might want to have that for practice too. I'll give you an option if you don't happen to have something handy. Okay, speaking of handy, let's do a Hasta Mudra. Hasta is hand, Mudra is seal or gesture. This one's called Vitam Mudra, and it goes like this. Make your hands into cup shapes, just little cups like that. Like, if you're, trying to catch some raindrops or something like that, you catch your hands, make your hands into the shape. And then let your hands come apart from one another, about maybe a hand distance. And then your hands will also rest in front of your lower abdominal area. Okay, this is a good one. This may be the best yet. So go ahead and close your eyes if you feel comfortable with that. Keep your hands here like this. And then you're breathing, okay? So as you breathe in, let the hands just naturally come away from one another an inch or so. And as you breathe out, let your hands come toward one another an inch or so. So the movement of your hands is synchronized with the movement of your breath. So again, as you inhale, the hands come away from one another, about an inch or so. As you exhale, the hands come in toward one another, about an inch or so. This is not a big distance to move. Immediately, what this will do is bring your attention to the level of breathing. Linked to physical movement. Just another 15 seconds or so. And then on your next exhalation, press your palms into one another. Point your fingers up for Anjali Mudra. You can keep your eyes closed, but come up with a good intention for yourself today. Just a good intention, something that you want to have in mind as you practice, and maybe have in mind throughout the rest of the day after you practice, maybe throughout the rest of the week. The beautiful thing about setting intention is that it's a hopeful thing. It's an attitude adjustment. It's a lift. It's a lift. And we'll continue by chanting the sound Om together. Exhale the breath. The inhale comes naturally. Bow the head to the heart and hope that we have the sweetest possible practice that we could possibly have together today. Place your hands onto your thighs, lift your head and open your eyes. Okay, so now what? Let's take the arms out to the sides. Just reach your arms. Reach your arms, then reach them up and hook your thumbs. Breathe in and breathe out. Hook your thumbs and try to squeeze your head with your arms. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Take your arms out to the sides once again. Breathe in and breathe out. Lift your arms up, hook your thumbs so your other thumb is on top, in front. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Take your arms out to the sides. Okay, we're going to go like this. We're going to take the right arm across the chest. We're going to hook the right arm with the left arm and pull the arm in. So I'm pulling the right arm into my left shoulder. And then I'm just going to look on over to the right side and breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and out. Open your arms out to the sides again. Bring your left arm in front of your chest. Hook your right arm around that left arm. Draw in and look over to the left side. Breathe in and breathe out, punctuating everything we do with some good long breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Open your arms out to the sides. Let's take the right fingertips just down to the floor. If you're on a couple of blocks, you might want to get another block if you have all of these things and put it under your hand if you can't reach the floor easily. Or you could use the Oxford Dictionary if you have one, or even be on your fingertips. Right fingertips down to the floor, or palm. Left arm out to the side, left palm up. So I'm leaning, and I'm exacerbating the lean a little bit by taking that left arm over the head. Breathe in and breathe out. What you could do is you could turn your gaze up so you're looking underneath your left arm. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Look forward. Take the arms out to the sides. Tilt, topple over, fingertips or palm flat. Whatever works for you. The right arm comes up and then the arm comes over. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out and turn your gaze so you can see my face is on the inside of the arm. Breathe in and breathe out. And what I'm trying to do is I'm going to try to turn my arm so it's externally rotating so that the bicep is not only looking downward, but it's almost trying to look backward. Breathe in and breathe out. Now then breathe in and breathe out. Come all the way back up. Breathe in and breathe out. Take the right arm once again in front of the chest. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, see if you can. This is a funky move here. See if you can get your arms into Garuda. So like Garuda, but we're pulling the arms off to the left side. And then we're going to look over the right shoulder. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Look forward, release your arms, smooth them out. Take the left arm in front of the chest, the right arm hooks around, and then maybe you can bring your arms into, it's Garuda, but it's just pulled off to the side. Look over your left shoulder. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Look forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Reach the arms out to the sides. Breathe in and breathe out. Flip the palms up towards the ceiling. Breathe in and breathe out and lift the arms up. When you get up there, interlock your fingers and then flip your palms up. And then pitch your gaze up. When you pitch your gaze up, see if you can feel, mixed metaphor there, see if you can feel the place between the shoulder blades moving in. Breathe in and breathe out. Still, the arms are trying to gently externally rotate. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Look forward. Breathe in and breathe out. And take your arms out to the sides again. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's drop the arms, palms face up for a moment. Close the eyes. We'll do the other side in a second, but I was just feeling that my arms were getting a little tired. So, I mean, I figure if my arms are getting tired, yours are probably getting tired too. So let's just close our eyes. Drop your attention onto the movement, the flow, if you would, of the breath, just for 15 seconds. Let the eyes open. Reach the arms out to the side, flip the palms upward, lift the arms up, interlock your fingers, see if you can do it. So the other thumb and index finger are on top, flip your palms up, breathe in and breathe out. As you lift your head and throw your skull back a little bit, see if you can feel for the place between the shoulder blades coming in and up. Breathe in and breathe out. So, you know, if you were hunching over your work all day or whatever, lording over your world, you can eradicate that by just lifting the head here. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Look forward, breathe in and breathe out, and release your arms. That little break really went a long way. I don't feel the need to take another break after doing that side. So let's go ahead and find ourselves on our hands and our knees. So remove the props that you're sitting on. Come out onto your sticky mat. Find your good arrangement. So arrange your body well so that your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips. And for now, what we can do is we can point our toes. We're going to press into the tops of the feet and lift the knees, tuck the tailbone a little bit, and stay here and breathe 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Press to the knuckles and grip, even grip it with the fingers. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, settle the knees down. Wow. One big breath really wanted to come in. I mean, I was breathing, but I must have been breathing sort of in a shallow way. I wonder if you had that same experience. Anyways, let's tuck the right toes and take the right knee up off the floor as we take the right leg backward. Breathe in, breathe out. We're going to take this right foot and just slip it to the outside of the left foot. Breathe in and breathe out. Now we're going to do a little C curve with the spine. So I'm going to reach the crown of my head over to my right foot. And I'll take a few breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Reach the crown of the skull forward. Breathe in, breathe out. Reach the right leg backward in its own lane again. Breathe in and breathe out and set the knee back to the floor. Again to the other side. Left leg comes backward. Breathe in and breathe out. We're just trying to be as precise as we possibly can. Hop the left foot to the outside of the right foot. Breathe in and breathe out. And then bring the crown of the skull over to the left foot. Breathe in and breathe out. So just trying to be as precise with our movements as we possibly can is demanding of attention. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Reach the crown of the skull forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Reach the left leg back. Breathe in and breathe out. Set the left knee down to the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring the big toes to touch one another. And then settle the hips onto the heels. Breathe in and breathe out. Slide your arms a little bit further forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Turn the inner elbows up just a little bit so that then you're not collapsing in your shoulders, but there's a sense of buoyancy and a little bit of float, if you would, in the joint. Breathe in and breathe out. If your head comes to the floor without collapsing your shoulders, that's great. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Pull yourself back up to your hands and your knees. Rearrange your feet so your feet are as wide as your knees. We're going through it again, but we're going to add on. Right leg back. Breathe in and breathe out. Right foot over to the left side. Breathe in and breathe out. Crown of the skull over to the right foot. Breathe in and breathe out. Right foot back in its own lane. Keep the knee off the floor this time. Reach the left fingers forward. Breathe in and breathe out. We're going to add even more here. We're going to lift the right leg and the left arm. Breathe in and breathe out. This creates a lot of balance issues here. Breathe in and breathe out. And to balance. Balance is not still, as I like to say. But we have to pay a lot of attention to what we're doing here. Breathe in and breathe out. One more addition. We're going to take the knee and the elbow toward touching, and then we're going to reach it out again. 2 more times. Exhale, elbow and knee. Reach out, and exhale, elbow and knee, and reach out. Put it all back down on the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. Take your left leg backward. Breathe in and breathe out. Hop your left foot over to the right side. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring the crown of your skull over to your right side. Breathe in and breathe out. Reach the crown of your skull forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Reach the left foot into its own lane. Breathe in and breathe out. Reach the right fingers forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Elevate the arm and the leg. Breathe in and breathe out and work the detail. Last time I did this class, we were squeezing the inner thighs a lot. Squeezing the inner thighs. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, and that helps us with our balance. Exhale, bend the elbow and bend the knee. Get them to touch. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, bend the elbow and knee. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, bend the elbow and the knee. Inhale, reach out, and then set it all back down to the floor. Okay. Similar, but not. It's going to start the same. Right leg goes back. Breathe in and breathe out. The skull goes to the left. The foot goes to the left. Breathe in and breathe out. As the skull comes forward, the right foot comes to the outside of the right hand. Breathe in and breathe out. Pick the back knee up off the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. Set the knee to the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. Sweep the right leg all the way back and around. Bring the crown of your skull towards the left. Breathe in and breathe out. As the head comes forward, the right foot comes to the outside of the hand. Breathe in and breathe out. Pick the knee up off the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. Set the knee back down. Breathe in and breathe out. Reach the right leg back and over. Crown the head over to the left side. Breathe in and breathe out. Head comes forward. Right foot comes to the outside of the right hand. Left knee hops up off the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's pivot the right toes off to the side. Set the left knee back down onto the floor. Adding on. Bring the forearms down to the floor. Palms nice and flat. Breathe in and breathe out. Point the toes if you feel like it. Actually, point the toes. You might not feel like it, but point the toes. We'll do one more add-on here. It'll go like this. Push it to the top of the left foot. Elevate the left knee. Breathe in and breathe out. The knee comes down. 2 more times. Push it to the top of the left foot and pick up the knee. Breathe in and breathe out. The knee comes down. 1 more time. Lift the knee up. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's settle the hands back underneath of the shoulders. Pivot the right toes forward. Come back to your hands and your knees, and we'll come to the other side. Reach the left leg back. Breathe in and breathe out. Hop the left foot over to the outside of the right foot. Bring the head over to the right. Breathe in and breathe out. And reach the head forward as you bring the foot to the outside of the left hand. Breathe in and breathe out. Tuck your right toes under. Take your knee off the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. Set the knee back onto the floor. Sweep the left leg over to the right and the crown of the skull over to the right. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, the head comes forward. The left foot comes to the outside of the left hand. The right knee comes up off of the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. Set the knee back down. Sweep the left leg up and over. Head reaches towards the right. Breathe in and breathe out. Take the knee back up off the floor, or rather step the foot to the outside of the hand, and take the right knee up off the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, we'll breathe out and set the knee down onto the floor. Turn the left toes out. Point the right toes. Press the top of the right foot to the floor. If it's possible to get your forearms down, please go right ahead and get your forearms down. Breathe in and breathe out. And at least try to inhale, lift your right knee up, and exhale, set your knee down. Inhale, lift your right knee up, so you're pushing with the top of your foot, and exhale, set the knee down. 1 more time. Inhale, lift the right knee up, and exhale, set the knee down. Slip your hands backward, so they come under your shoulders. Come back again to your hands and your knees. Sit back onto the heels of your feet. So we're just getting a little foot stretch here. We're going to get a little bit more detailed with this foot stretch momentarily. Breathe in and breathe out. That's when we're going to use the ball. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, so here's the deal. Let's take our 2 blocks. We're going to stack our 2 blocks on top of each other, and then we're going to go right ahead and sit down like this. Okay, I'm going to turn to face you just for good measure. So we'll take the ball and we'll put it under the right foot. Now, since we're not standing up, we're gonna just lean forward. As I lean forward, my torso weight comes onto my leg and my foot. And then as I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and bring the inner edge of my right foot toward the floor, and then the outer, I just cracked the bone of my foot, the outer edge of my foot. The inner edge, it's a little detail, and outer edge. The inner edge and the outer edge. Let's pick another spot. So get it more to the arch, the middle of the foot, the medial arches of the foot. And then bring the inner edge of the foot down a bit and the outer edge of the foot down. And the inner edge of the foot down and the outer edge of the foot down. Inner edge and outer edge. Inner edge and outer edge. Then go ahead and as if you had, you were putting it as a heel, as a lift, and then just lean. I don't feel this too much, but maybe you do. Breathe in and breathe out. The second one I felt a lot. Breathe in and breathe out. The heel of the foot elevated and the inner heel coming down and the outer heel coming toward down. Good. Let's go up. Pick the ball up, put it in the pit of your knee. And then just, I'm leaning onto it. I'm trying not to make a big deal about it, just a little bit of extra weight, holding it for about 30 seconds or so. Breathe in and breathe out. This is just gonna help us get a little more sensitive in all of the muscles of the foot, as well as the back plane of the leg, so the hamstring and the calf muscles. Pick one more spot. I mean, we could spend a lot of time doing this, but for our purposes today, we don't have to. But I could literally roll my feet out in my calves for an hour. Breathe in and breathe out. But that wouldn't be the most dynamic offering right now, so I'm not making that choice for you. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Let's go to this other side. See, just right away, it feels like, a little more spacious. So, put the ball under the front padding of the foot, the ball of the foot, and then, so you're bringing the inner foot toward the floor and the outer foot toward the floor. And I'm leaning my torso weight on the leg. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. I'm gonna do a little bit of balancing on the one foot, and this is just gonna help with that, I believe. You could report back to me whether it was helpful or not for your balance. Bring the ball under the middle of the foot, and then to the inner edge of the foot, or the outer edge of the foot comes toward the floor, and the inner edge of the foot comes towards the floor. So you're just kind of like waving your foot like high to the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, good enough. Come to the heel of the foot. And then again, it's sort of the same thing on this side. It's not that dynamic feeling sensation, but there's just enough that I can get detailed with, and I have to pay attention to what I'm doing here. Breathe in and breathe out. Okie dokie. The knee and the calf, then lean into it. There's a lot of flesh there. There's a big calf muscles, big hamstring muscles. Just hang on to it for 15 seconds or so. We'll just do 2 spots. And again, what I like about the balls is I like I can just improvise, like, oh, my back hurts, like I'll just stick a ball in there and see how it goes. Oh, I don't feel anything in my quadricep, and just stick a ball in there and see how it goes, see what comes up. Pick another spot, maybe a little bit lower, and then when I go lower, I've got to lean further forward. Breathe in and breathe out, and breathe in and breathe out. Good, and breathe in and breathe out. Okay, so let's roll this. Well, I'm just going to leave it right there. Get the ball out of the way, and blocks out of the way, and let's take downward facing dog from hands and knees. Elevate the knees, push the legs up and back, lift the heels up a little bit. You don't have to get your feet right to the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Take the right foot forward so it comes between the hands. Come right up on your fingertips. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. So we're going to lean forward a little bit, and then take a lot of weight in the right leg, and then just see if you can lift the left leg off the floor. We're going to do that. Let's do it 4 more times. So inhale, lift, exhale, drop. Inhale, lift, exhale, drop. Inhale, lift, exhale, drop. Inhale, lift, and exhale, drop. Slip the left leg back a little bit. Straighten the right leg as well as you can. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe underneath, plant the palms, back to downward dog. Come forward for plank position. Breathe in and breathe out. Put the whole body down on the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. Point the toes, press the tops of the feet to the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's get into the back part of into the back a little bit by interlocking your hands. Still with the shoulders, but engaging the back. So lift the chest up a little bit, press the legs down, breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out, and then breathe in and breathe out. Set your hands back down, flex your ankles, push through bent knees, or directly to downward dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Left foot forward between the hands. Fix your outfit, come up onto your fingertips. Breathe in and breathe out. So you can reach your fingers forward just a little bit here. Push off of the back foot. So the right foot slides forward. So you've got your weight now over your left foot and two hands. Your right leg is free. Inhale it up and exhale it down. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Slip the leg back. Breathe in, breathe out. Put your hands back down to the floor. Come to downward dog. Pull the body forward again. Plank position to the floor. Interlock your fingers. Try to make it so the other thumb is on top. Draw your shoulder blades in. Press your legs down. Lift your chest. Variation of Shavasana. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Put your hands down. Flex your ankle. And shift back either through bent knees or to plank and to your downward facing dog. Easy does it, but we're going to lift the right leg, scooch it forward. From here, reach the arms back and then swoop the arms up. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, as we breathe in, we stay. As we breathe out, let's see if we can just step forward. Drop the head. And then we're going to reach the arms forward, but reach the left leg back to that high lunge. And exhale, step forward. Drop the head and the hands. Inhale, reach back. And one more time, step forward. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, hands to the floor. Downward facing dog this time. Plank position. Knees, chest, chin to the floor. Knees, chest, chin. Pull forward. Small cobra position. Shift backward. Downward facing dog. Left foot between the hands. Breathe in and breathe out. Swoop the arms back and then lift the arms up. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Breathe in, breathe out. Step forward, fold over, drop the head. Inhale the right leg back, the arms swoop up. And exhale, step forward, drop the head, fingers down. Inhale, reach back, lift the arms up. Exhale, step forward, reach the arms down. Last time, arms up, right leg back, and hands touch down. Downward facing dog, here we are. Plank position, knees, chest, chin. Small cobra position. Downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's take the right foot, step it forward between the hands. From here we'll come to proposal pose, where the legs are making a little box shape. Hold your hands to your thigh. Breathe in and breathe out. Place your left forearm on your thigh. Breathe in and breathe out. Place your right hand on your right hip. Breathe in and breathe out. And just turn. Breathe in and breathe out. Some of you can hook your elbow rather, to the outside of your thigh. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Some of us can press the palms together in front of the chest. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Just going to reverse it. So we come back up to this position here. Proposal pose. Set the hands down to the floor. Back to downward dog. Plank position. This time, bend your elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana. Point your toes. Thighs and knees are off the floor. Roll your shoulders back. Lift the chest. Back to downward dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Left foot forward, right knee to the floor. Come up for your proposal pose. Again, it's just a box shape. Breathe in and breathe out. See if we can get our right forearm to the right thigh, to the left thigh, pardon me, and the left hand to the left hip. Breathe in and breathe out. This is perfectly fine. It is enough. Trust me, it's enough. If you're interested, you can dip your elbow and upper arm to the outside of your left leg. If you're interested further, bring your hands to the center of your chest and turn your chest around. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Unwind yourself. Come back up to proposal pose. Set your hands back down to the floor. Downward facing dog. Here we are. Plank position. Let's go. Chaturanga, maybe. Upward dog. And downward dog. Keep a little bit of a bend in your knees. Look forward, look between your thumbs, and then see if you can settle your forearms down to the floor. From here, push into your elbows and drop your head. It will not touch the floor. And lift your heels up nice and high. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. You're going to keep your knees bent. I promise you, for some reason, this makes it easier to do. As you keep your knees bent, then you're going to lift your forearms off the floor into this downward dog again. Look forward between your thumbs, bend your elbows down toward the floor, try to hit them simultaneously. Drop your head, heels are lifted. Breathe in and breathe out. Lift your forearms up off the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. Look forward, breathe in, and as you exhale, breathe out. Put your elbows back down into the floor. Let your head hang. Breathe in and breathe out. Last time, coming up. Come on up. We've got our downward facing dog here. So from here, let's walk the feet forward rather, and we're going to come into a squatting position. So squat as low as you would like to right now. It doesn't quite matter how low you go. Just squat as low as you like to. But what we'll all do, just for the moment anyhow. So I said we were going to do a little bit more balancing on one foot, and so we'll continue by doing it like this. So everybody lift the hips up a little bit. Plant your hands down. Breathe in and breathe out. Slide your hands back to your right ankle. Breathe in and breathe out. And just notice, like you've got a lot of focus, it's all right on the right side. The left foot, in fact, lift the left heel up off the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. Put the heel down, slide your hands forward. So it's like a very teeny weeny downward dog. Slide the hands back. Grab onto your left ankle. Breathe in, breathe out. My chest is uplifted. I'm trying to keep my hips to the height that I can keep my chest lifted. I don't want to be rounding over myself like this. Then lift the right heel. Breathe in, breathe out. And just feel that big shift of weight all the way to the left. Breathe in, breathe out. Let the heel come down. Put the hands down. Scooch them forward slightly. Breathe in and breathe out. So we'll slide our hands back to our right ankle and lift our left heel up off the floor. From this position, pick your left heel up towards your right sit bone. From this position, place your left foot back down onto the floor. Place your hands back down onto the floor. From here, lift your heels and lean into your hands. And then take your heels back down to the floor. Scoot your hands back to grasp a hold of your left ankle. Pick your right heel up off of the floor. Go further with this. Slowly lift your right heel up toward your left sit bone. Breathe in, whoops, and breathe out. Set your right foot back onto the floor. Scoot your hands forward, just about one arm distance. Come up to your hands, and then slide back to your heels. Slip your hands to your right ankle. Lift your left heel up toward your left sit bone. Keep this left heel lifted. Place your hands onto the floor, arm distance in front of your right foot. As you exhale, take your left knee to touch your left upper arm bone. And then come back to this position. Slip your hands back. So your weight is over your right leg and you're holding your right ankle. We're going to do it 3 more times. Hands come down, left knee touches left upper arm bone, pull back, hold your right ankle. Hands come down, left knee touches your left upper arm bone, weight comes back, hands come back, hold your right ankle. Hands come down, left knee touches your left upper arm bone, hands come down, and then hold your ankle. Place your hands down, put your foot down. Slide your, okay, we're gonna do it again. This is the other side, excuse me as I arrange my outfit. Hold the left ankle. Shift the weight into your left foot. Pick your right heel up off the floor so it comes to your right sit bone. It doesn't have to touch, but get it as close as you can. Set your hands onto the floor, lean into your hands, take your right knee to touch your right upper arm bone, settle your left heel back down, and put your hands on your, whoops, this side is tricky for me, on your ankle again. Hands come down, right knee touches your right upper arm bone, hips come back, heel comes down, hold your ankle. Put your hands down onto the floor, right knee touches right upper arm bone, left heel drops down, slide your hands back, breathe in and then breathe out. It's really tricky. And then slide, go for it. Slide your hands forward, put your knee to your upper arm bone, slip your hands back, and then just settle it down. Take a standing forward fold. Just take a standing forward fold as it is and drop the head. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. We're going to roll ourselves up to stand. Once we get up to stand, we're going to interlock our hands. Roll the shoulders open and lift the chest. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Look forward. Okay, re-interlock your hands behind your back so other thumb and index finger are on top. Lift your chest, keep your legs fairly straight. Lift your chest, pull your shoulder blades in. Good. All right. So, soccer stretch. From here, shift the weight over into your left leg. Hold your right ankle. Bring your knees toward touching one another. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Set your right foot back down. Shift your weight over to your right foot. Bend your left leg. Hold your left ankle. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Put the foot back down on the floor. Bend your knee. Knees and roll down your spine again. Your feet are about hip distance apart here. So your weight comes into your hands, your heels lift up. See if you can get both knees to touch your upper arm bones. You could bend your elbows a bit. But then slide your hips back so your weight is over your legs. Grab a hold of your right ankle again. Lift your left heel. And then see if you can kick your leg back. And then bring your heel back into your sit bone and put your foot down. Now, if this really stinks and you're like, I don't like this, use blocks under your hands. Okay? I'm not going to use blocks because I don't want to. Put your hands down. Lean forward. Maybe both knees touch your upper arm bones. And then let the weight come back. Bring the hands back. And slow to hold your left ankle. Slowly lift your right heel. Lift the knee higher and see if you can straighten your right leg back, or to what degree you can. Your left leg does not have to be straight. And then rebend the knee and place the foot down. Good. And then again, both knees to touch the upper arm bones. You could bend your elbows as well. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's go like this. This is some seriously fancy footwork here. I'm going to take my left leg. I'm going to sweep it behind me. As I do this, what happens is I start to pivot on the ball of my right foot, and I end up turning in the opposite direction. Can you manage that? Give it a shot. Breathe in and breathe out. So what happened is I was perfectly balanced up on my sticky mat, but now I've got my right foot on my sticky mat, and my left foot is actually on the floor. So I'm just half on and half off. I'm going to take the right hand back where I found it a moment ago on the floor behind me, and I'm going to reach the left hand so it comes around and is next to the right hand. I'm pivoting on the ball of my right foot, and then I'm going to come back into this tiniest downward facing dog. And we're going to do it again on the other side. So lift your right heel, take your right leg behind you, and then turn. So you just check me out. My left fingers are pointing the direction I was facing a moment ago, and my whole rest of my body is pointing the opposite direction. Then we're in a squat. And then you can stay up high for this. Breathe in and breathe out. The left hand is going to, I call these hand plants. So I'm planting my hand. Left hand plants, right hand follows, pivot on the ball of the foot, and now we're in a diddly squat actually. We don't have to go all the way down for the full squat. Just a diddly squat is just fine. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay. Breathe in and breathe out. Scooch your feet a little bit closer together. We kind of just flirted with this crow position, so we might as well just try it. Push your arms under your shins and then elevate your feet. And if you find that this is problematic, put a block underneath of your feet. This will help you literally get over yourself. So here I am. Lift the shin to the upper arm, lift the feet off of the block. Okay, let's stop doing this for a second. Let's walk the hands forward. I just kind of slid them forward. Tuck the toes under and sit back on the heels. Now from here, I'll lean forward and point my toes. It's a lot of flexion in the hip. We're not quite done. We have a few minutes to get another balance in, but we need a little bit of a prep for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm sitting in Virasana, but check it out, I'm not on a blanket anymore. At this point in practice, 50 minutes in or so, my hips have opened up a little bit, my knees, my ankles, and that kind of thing. If, however, you're like, that's good for you, I can't do that, it's okay. What I would encourage you to do is either sit on a blanket or even sit on a block, okay? If you end up sitting on your blocks, when we come back to this position, you're not going to get any lower than this. For instance, if you're sitting on your block and you try to come back and put your forearms down, like this, you don't have to do this. This could create a lot of problems, and we don't need those kind of problems right now, okay? But if you're sitting on a blanket, it'll definitely be possible to do this next bit. Now, I just want to remind you, I want to caution you actually, we'll take these two blocks behind of ourselves. So, Supta Virasana is a tricky pose, and that's kind of what we're flirting with here. One of the main things is, well, here's the problem. Ankles, if your ankles are tight, this can be problematic. If that's the case, take a blanket and put it across the undersides of your ankles, and that can decrease the stretch there. Also, if your knees are sensitive, if you have a knee replacement and the knee doesn't flex all the way, it's going to be tricky. So just stay up high. Trust me, just stay up high. The other thing that's a little bit more stealth, but is problematic for a lot of people, is that when we come back, the buttock flesh is going up toward the lower back. The tailbone is actually tracking this way, away from the back of the knee. So all I want to do is I put my elbows on my blocks here, is I want to lift my hips and tuck my buttock flesh so it goes that way toward my knees. I want to tuck my tailbone so it goes that way toward my knees. And this is an excellent and perfect place to stay. However, you may be like, oh, I want to go more. Give me another piece, another scoop of ice cream, and I'll take some whipped cream and, caramel and nothing. that's on top. Breathe in and breathe out, but keep the lower body, squeeze the thighs a little bit at the top of the thigh. It'll change what's going on in your back. And keep the tailbone working its way toward the back of the knee. If this is fine, it's fine. There's no reason to not use everything that you can in your body right now in terms of range of motion. And you could come down here. This is I'm going to want a little extra blanket here for my head. So if you're down, you're down. If you're halfway down, you're halfway down. It is really, you just have to believe. You gotta believe it. It's okay wherever you are. You're not wrong. You like, if one little thing is wrong, then it's like any place that feels like, any place you don't want to be, that you can't see the lesson in immediately is going to be wrong. And then it's going to set us up for like, just a lot of pain, you know, and not physical pain. So just where you are, if you're up like this and this is good, you stay there. Be 100% committed to where you are. If you're on 2 blocks, good. You're still in class. You know, it's just there's a bit of acceptance that has to happen. And once we start have that acceptance, it's sort of also a letting go of a striving kind of vibe while we're practicing. It's like we're just okay where we are as we are. It's not complacency. It is not complacency. It's a contentment. It's like, I'm okay with where I am right now. Because the inevitability is everything changes all the time. See? It's over. Come on up. See? Changed. From here, this is going to be tricky coming out of it, but let's go like this. Let's come onto our hands and our knees. This is going to be a little uncomfortable on the knees when you get out of it. So we'll go back to this situation where we tuck our right toes under and back and take our right knee up off the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Set the knee back down on the floor. Take the left knee up off the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Set both knees so that you can pick up both knees and push yourself back to a funny looking downward dog with the knees bent. And then take the right foot forward between the hands. So let's go ahead again. Lean forward and lift your left leg. Lift your fingertips. Keep your chest wide and lifted. Set your fingertips down. Set your left foot down. Go back to downward dog. You know what? I'm even on my fingertips in my downward dog. You try that. Take the left foot forward. Scoot your fingers forward a little bit. Push off your back foot. Lift your right leg. See if you can lift your fingertips and keep your chest lifted. Breathe in and breathe out. Set your fingertips down. Set your back foot down. Breathe in and breathe out. Go back to downward dog. Let's do a chaturanga because it might feel easy after all of that. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Upward dog. And downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Set the knees back on the floor. Lift your torso up to hands and knees, or knees and knees, just up to knees. Set the right foot forward for that proposal pose. We came into it differently last time, but that's totally fine. It's going to go like this now. I'm going to go ahead and turn to the right, and then I'm going to slip my elbow to the outside of my thigh, and maybe put my palms together right off the bat. If you don't want to put your palms together, it's fine. You can just push over like so. Pick the back knee up off the floor. If the palms are together, great. If not, put your hands on your hip. Look down toward the floor. Lean into your right leg so that you can free up your left leg and see if you can step your left foot next to your right foot. So see how I'm doing this with my hand on my hip. You can also do this with your hands in front of your chest. Look down once again, peel your heel up off the floor. Lunge, pick up your foot, and then lunge the leg back. Good. Keep the knee off the floor. Put the hands down, put the back knee down. Gather your 2 blocks. So I'm going to low lunge with my knee on the floor, but now I'm just going to go ahead and either pull my hips back for half Hanumanasana, or I'm going to push my hips forward for more of a full Hanumanasana. For today, myself, I'm going to use a block underneath my pelvis. Actually, it's underneath my hamstring. Breathe in, breathe out. Half Hanumanasana is very fine right here, just FYI. Breathe in, breathe out. From here, we can go ahead and take a little forward fold if you want. If you're in half Hanumanasana, you're already in a little forward fold. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's come back up. From here, come through that half Hanumanasana till we bend the knee and put the foot back down and come back to our hands and our knees and then to our knees. Breathe in and breathe out. Oh, whoops, I forgot the whole side. Let's do the other side. Breathe in and breathe out. Oh no, it did actually start like this. So take your left foot forward, sorry. I'm going to turn around so you get a better view of what I'm doing. Okay, so we'll turning to the side. And then we'll see if we get the elbow to the outer thigh. If this is as far as you go, hold on to your hip and just, I'm pulling open, I'm turning my torso around. If you get your palms together, get your palms together. Either way, look down, pick your back knee up off the floor. It takes a lot of balance to do this stuff. Breathe in, breathe out. Push off of the back foot and see if you can draw your foot to the outside, the inside of your left foot. So again, you just stay here, working this lovely twist, or you can work a twist with your palms together. Breathe in and breathe out. We're going to reverse it. Look down, pick the right heel up, slide the right leg backward. Breathe in and breathe out. Set the hands down on the floor, set the knee down on the floor. Get your blocks as you see fit. And then starting in half Hanumanasana is a great way to start. See, it's a forward fold, and keep your knee bent even. Or you can go for more of a quote-unquote full Hanumanasana, the full leap. And the other side, I used a block under my hamstring. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. For those of you that are astute, you will notice this block is a little bit higher on this side. One side is not the same as the other side. So be it. One side's a little longer, actually. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, and then breathe out. Maybe we take that into a forward fold. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. This is a place where you could even, a little too late for this but you could even put the ball there if you were working with some scar tissue you needed to break up. But anyhow, fold over, breathe in and breathe out. Then we come back up, pull the hips backward, back into that half Hanuman. Set the blocks off to the side. From here, downward facing dog. Okay, it's going to go like this. Back to this situation. Back to this situation. Hold on rather to your right ankle. Lift your left heel up. This is a very funny, different sort of variation of Warrior 3. But then we're going to see if we can escalate the matter to standing split. I'm still hanging onto my ankle, but that might not be appropriate for you. It might be better to put your hands on the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. Look forward, bend both legs. If you want to throw in another crow position, you can. Put your feet back down, hold your left ankle. This side's going to be very different, promise you. Right leg up, right leg back. And then start to elevate the leg. Maybe putting your hands down on the floor. So when I put my hands down on the floor, my leg goes higher. But it's a different balance altogether. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Set the foot back down. Final crow if you want. Okay. Put your feet down. All right. So let's go like this, everybody. Let's come to lie down. At the beginning of class, what happened was we did this with our hands, right? Do you remember? We were sitting up. Well, we're going to do that with our legs. Watch me for a second. So I'm going to come to lie down, and then I'll lift my hips up. My blocks are side by side. They're very much touching. Look, I'm 5'8.5". The blocks on this height is good for me. If you're a little bit maybe shorter in stature, maybe it's too high, I don't know. You have to check it out for yourself. I know for a fact that the blocks are in good position here. So I feel secure and I feel safe in how I'm practicing right now. So you decide. Next thing that's going to happen is I'm going to lift my legs up, take my right leg over my left leg. I'm going to double cross my legs and then put my foot on the floor. I'm just going to hang out here for a little while, about 4 or 5 breaths. So you come on for the ride. Breathe in, breathe out, just groove a leg. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Lift the legs, unravel the legs, re-ravel the legs. Place the feet back down onto the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Unravel your legs. You want to lift your legs up? I think it's a great idea. Once we lift our legs up, based on what we did earlier, let's try to go ahead and do this. Take your left leg and reach it down toward the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. Lift your left leg up. Take your right leg and reach it down to the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. You could also do this with a bent bottom leg. Lift the leg up. Breathe in and breathe out. Bend your knees, place your feet flat. Breathe in and breathe out. Lift your hips up, move the blocks out of the way. Okay. Let's take a little moment to hug the knees into the chest in any way you want. Roll it on your back. Keep the breath moving nice and clearly. And then take your version of Shavasana. Mine is to have my knees bent, the palms up. Just be here for a couple of minutes. If you're interested in following this like imaginary, picture with me, come along for this ride. So imagine that you are you're on the earth. It's not a big stretch. But imagine you're in a field and it's the perfect temperature for you. I don't know if you're more of a spring person, a summer person, or a fall person, or even a winter person, but you're in a field and the sun is just right. There's radiance in the sky. The leaves on the trees are the perfect color for you, whether they're baby green or yellow, red, and orange. And you're just here on the floor, on the earth. And every time you exhale, and you don't even have to exhale for this to happen, but just seeping out of you, like the gas on the exhale that leaves the body as it has to, otherwise if it collected we would die. So the toxicity that's in you, whether it's holding on to some stories in your head that make you feel bad, preconceived notions about how you think you should be. So whatever is sort of a little bit of a hang-up, that's not like the biggest hang-up, but just little hang-ups that you can just sort of let seep out of your body and they get absorbed into Earth, into Mother Earth. She can take care of all of those things. They're just draining out of your body, your mind, your heart. Emptying out. Emptying out what is not needed. If we carry around too much of what is not needed, then we don't have enough space for whatever might be needed. Might be the balm, might be the solution, might be the insight, might be the creative spark, might be the perfect metaphor or right architecture for you feeling the fit in the moment. So let it go. Let the earth take care of your ills. And you have to trust that you'll still be you without those hang-ups. Just as funny, just as cute, just a little bit more free. If you'd like to come up and sit, find your way to the seated position. Put your palms together in front of your chest. That pretty much covers it. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. Take good care.